The US-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, or GHF, has suspended all aid deliveries in Gaza for Wednesday. The move comes a day after dozens of Palestinians were killed near aid distribution zones. Deaths the group says occurred outside its designated sites. The GHF has asked the Israeli military to improve safety measures for civilians near aid areas. These include better crowd guidance, clearer civilian protocols, and enhanced training to avoid confusion or escalation. A spokesperson said the group's top priority remains the safety and dignity of civilians receiving aid. However, the Israeli military has labeled routes to these GHF distribution sites as combat zones and warned civilians to avoid them. The halt in aid deliveries comes as Israel continues a fierce offensive launched in late May. Aid groups say the model of using private U.S. contractors for food delivery militarizes humanitarian operations and has made the process riskier. On Wednesday morning, an Israeli airstrike killed at least 18 people, including women and children, at a school sheltering displaced families near Khan Yunis. The death toll for the day has already reached 21. There was no immediate comment from Israel, which maintains its campaign is aimed at freeing hostages and eliminating Hamas. The Israeli military also confirmed it had opened fire on a group it viewed as a threat near a GHF food site on Tuesday. The Red Cross said 27 people were killed in that incident, with many others wounded. According to eyewitnesses, Tuesday's food handouts descended into chaos. People scrambled for supplies. There was no ID checking, no crowd control, just panic. The UN Security Council is now preparing to vote on a resolution demanding an immediate, unconditional, and permanent ceasefire in Gaza. The draft, pushed by 10 elected members of the Council, also calls for the release of all hostages and for the removal of all restrictions on humanitarian aid delivery. A UN spokesperson said the situation was unacceptable and called the US-backed distribution method a recipe for disaster. Despite the recent halt, the GHF claims to have distributed over 7 million meals in just 1 week. Its interim director, John Akri, urged other humanitarian agencies to coordinate with them to ensure delivery. But experts warn famine remains a real threat for Gaza's 2.1 million residents. Previous efforts like U.S. floating piers and Jordanian airdrops have either been short-lived or severely disrupted. Israel continues to accuse Hamas of stealing aid, an allegation the group denies. The draft resolution will require 9 votes and no vetoes from permanent council members, including the U.S., to pass. Washington has yet to clarify its position, saying only that its vote remains under consideration. The war began in October 2023 after a Hamas attack killed 1,200 Israelis and took 250 hostages. Since then, Israel's military campaign has killed over 54,000 Palestinians, according to Gaza health authorities. Thousands more remain trapped under rubble. The civilian toll continues to mount, with aid turning from lifeline to battleground. Stay tuned for more updates on this story. Subscribe to the Indian Express for the latest developments.